you. This picture is you, your mom, your dad. You're trying to learn how to drive. It's really very humble. It's very caring. It's very loving, but also it's very dangerous. So I'm going to give you the perspective from an instructor, a parent who has taught my son and daughter. They're very different. Every kid is different. Every group of kids are different. So this is you and your mom and dad. What examiners usually notice? Driving tests aren't designed to trick you. When you go out to drive with me, I'm not going to trick you. I'm going to teach you how to drive. Okay? I want you to be calm. A lot of you are going to be very nervous, very tense. You're going to be stressful. So I'm just trying to get you to relax. The next thing I notice, there are going to be small lapses of attention. You might blow a light. You might miss a stop sign. So it's really important that I do well. Thank you. Most point deductions come from small lapses. You're not fully scanning. You're not fully in control. You're not fully following the directions precisely. So if you have a problem listening to directions, you're going to make a mental mistake. And this is our life. This is not you and me just driving around. I'm teaching you how to drive. Okay? If you know what examiners typically flag, you'll practice fixing those patterns. So I'm trying to fix your pattern. When you get into the car with me, I'm teaching you for the road test. I'm teaching you to become the best driver you can be. And then it's up to your parents, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, auntie, uncle, the whole community. With your new license comes responsibility. So I want you to think about the responsibility that you're going to have, and then the common mistakes that people make. So I need you to put in some questions. What are some of the common mistakes? You need to go ahead and do that right now. You're going to put in, what are some of the common mistakes? Please go ahead and do that right now. Type into the chat, put a question, what are some of the common mistakes, and I'm going to go over that. So please put those in right now. I really need you guys to be interactive. So put those questions in, please, and thank you. I see the questions starting to come in. Let's have a great interactive class. I like to try different things. I want to make sure you're ready to go. If everyone puts in one question, you're going to learn. If the questions are the same, I'll answer at one time, and I'll be humble and also give you good information. Okay? So common mistakes. You blow a stop sign, automatic failure, plus you could crash. 2, you turn right on red, but the sign says no right on red. 3, you go 5 over the speed limit because your mom goes 5 over, your dad goes 5 over. So that's kind of a common occurrence, but you're taking a test. And when you're taking a test, they don't want you to be perfect. They want you to be safe. Okay? So that's some of the common mistakes. And some of you are asking that. When driving, can we ever take a break? Every half an hour, we'll switch drivers. If you're mentally fatigued or exhausted or stressed out, obviously you will. What I found out in my career, when students drive an hour straight through, around minute 39 or 40, they lose focus. They start going off the road to the right. They start going off the road to the left. They start weaving in the lane. So I've learned, if we're driving an hour session and we have 3 people in the car, every half an hour we're switching. We'll get out, stretch our legs. So you will be able to take that mental break, but also remember, we have a strict time limit. I have got to get you guys done in 6 weeks. If you're not done in 6 weeks, you will not be compliant, and then you're going to have to retake a week of class. So for instance, we have all of you scheduled to drive for the next 3 weeks. Great. Some of you will get sick. Some of you won't be able to make it. I don't push it to the last possible day. The car could break down. I could get sick. Okay? So we want to have mental breaks in between. Looking through other questions. We already answered some of the common mistakes. Forgetting to put on your seatbelt. That's common failure. Yes. All right. Let's go to the next. This is you being happy, being smiley, feeling good, right? It's a good feeling, right? You put in your work, you're growing up, you're going to get a job. You can pick up mom, pick up dad, drop off your little sister or brother. Some people hop into and start driving without setting up themselves properly. This could be you. You don't adjust your seat. You don't adjust your headrest. You don't adjust your mirrors. Your visibility is dangerous, meaning you look over your shoulder, you think it's clear, but your dad is 6'4", but you're 5'4". So your mirrors aren't adjusted properly. You can see, but you really can't see, okay? So all of you are going to have this innocent picture. Please put in questions as I go along. Focus on what I'm saying. No pun intended, get it? Forgetting to adjust your mirrors or focus, that's a pun. So if you learn to drive without adjusting your mirrors and seats, you're going to cut off her car. Automatic failure on the road test. You're going to cut off her car and scare your mom and dad. So you really have to pause, get into the car, adjust your seat, make sure you can see your blind spots. Make sure you can see directly behind you. You look over your shoulder to the left to check your left blind spot. You look over your shoulder to right to check your right blind spot. This is all of you. And this is me too. I'm happy. It's pure because I enjoy coaching. I enjoy teaching. I want to see you be the next generation driver. But if you learn to be dangerous, not adjusting your seat properly, not doing what you need to do, you're going to end up struggling and sideswipe a car. Take a moment to set everything up before you even touch the ignition, because it shows recklessness. So put in a question about this. This is you. Okay? We're going to go very strategically through this. There are 21 slides. So you need to take a moment. You can't chat GTP this. You can't DeepSeek. I need you to put in a question about this. So when we drive this weekend, you're going to come in, lock your door, adjust your seat, adjust your mirrors. I shouldn't have to tell you. And if I have to tell you, then you're not ready to drive. So I need questions. I want to go quickly. I'm looking through. There should be different questions now. Why is the minimum age driving in the US 16 unlike 18 in other countries except Germany? I like that. The United States has certain standards. Most states in the United States are around 16. New York is 18. Texas, your parents are the ones that teach you how to drive. I feel like being an educator, I think every state has set standards. They want you to get into a driver's education course. You need to be in class with a licensed instructor. That's me. You need to be in a car with a licensed instructor. That's me. You need to be in a car that has a brake on the right, passenger side brake, passenger side mirror, special insurance, the stickers that say stunt driver. No, I'm joking. That say student driver. Every state is different. I can't speak on Germany because we're not in Germany. But Germany has a much harder test than we do. It costs more money than the United States. So I think it's an advantage, but it's also a disadvantage. Are German driver's ed students probably better than you? Probably. I didn't say yes, and I didn't say no. They have a more rigorous test. They drive manuals. They have a deeper knowledge base. But at the end of the day, I think American teens are just like German teens. I think Middle Eastern teen drivers are just like American teen drivers. I think you're all the same in the end. That was a very good question. I gave you a pure answer. What is the best thing to do when a deer runs out in the middle of the road? You check your rearview mirror, you squeeze your brakes, and you lift your brake just before impact so the deer can fly over the car and not in the window with you. That's what you do. How far should we have? You want to be 12 to 15 inches away. Most beginning drivers are 8 inches, 5 inches, 7, or 6, 7. No. If you're too close to the steering wheel, you're going to eat it. It's going to knock out your teeth. It's going to split your chin open. So you want to be 12 to 16 inches away. There is an airbag. Are we allowed to ask questions during the drive? Of course, I'm here for you. But also, if you're asking too many questions, you're not focused on driving. So there's a balance. And because I'm experienced, I know the balance. If you're asking too many questions, I will pause and won't talk. But if you're asking enough questions, I will clap and applaud you. That's experience. A young instructor doesn't know what to do. A really old instructor will just sit there and do nothing. So you want an instructor who's balanced in the middle. So yes, you are allowed to ask questions, as you should. But if you're asking too many, you're listening to me instead of focusing on the turn. How far should we have to reach the pedals? You, depends on, I'm 6'4". Some of you are 5'4". Some of you are 4'11". Usually the students under 4'11" have a difficult time reaching the pedals. But because of the driver's ed car that we have now, the seat will go all the way forward, so you don't have to overextend. And if you're over 6'4", the seat goes all the way back. I'm a little bit over 6'4", so I can move the seat all the way back and tilt the back of the seat. So you want to be able to pivot your right foot between the gas and brake. I like that question. Should proper adjustment mirrors get rid of blind spots? No, that's a lie. You always have to look over your shoulder when you make a directional lane change to the left lane or right lane. No mirror 100% takes away the blind spot. If you don't believe me, look it up. You have to look over your shoulder. Why do you think they call it blind spot? They don't call it blind spot mirror, blind spot. You always have to look over your shoulder. And if you don't on your road test, and if you don't with me, you're going to hit a car and then you will fail. So please remember that. Do you always have to adjust your headrest? If you're short, you need to bring it up. If you're tall, you need to push the headrest down. So it depends on how short or tall you are. Love the question. Will you wait for students to adjust themselves before driving? Of course. If I don't, you won't be able to see. If I don't, you won't be able to adjust the mirror. If I don't, you won't be able to touch the brake or touch the gas. And in some cases, I will get out and show you. I will adjust the seat for you. I will show you where you have your heel on the floor. I will show you how you pivot your foot between the brake and gas. But I'm only going to do that one time. Afterwards, you need to come in and adjust your seat properly because we have to show growth every time we drive. Will there ever be a situation where the side view mirrors move during driving? Of course. It's called potholes. We have potholes. And when we go over a pothole, the mirror will get out of adjustment. So you will always have to readjust the mirrors because they always will move a little bit. How often should we check your mirrors while driving? You check your rearview mirror every 12 to 15 seconds. And when you pull up to a stop sign or a traffic light, you should be checking your mirrors. If not, you will lose points. Remember, I'm preparing you for your driving test. I like the questions. When you adjust your mirrors, does it still give you blind spots? You're asking me the same question, but in a different way. You will always have blind spots. You have one to your left of the car, the right of your car, in front of the car, and behind the car. And because I'm humble and thorough, you will always have blind spots. You always have to look over your shoulder. If you make it a lane change to the left, and if you don't, and you hit a car, you will fail. If you make a lane change to the right and don't look over your shoulder to check your blind spot and hit a car, you will fail. Which mirrors should be used most while driving? All mirrors should be used while driving. I love the question, and I'm giving you pure. All mirrors should be used all the time to see to the left, to see to the right. You're going to love once we get into the curriculum. Mirrors just show you what's in the general area. They don't tell you how close a car is or how far it is. Example, your mirror won't say to you, hey, I'm 16 feet away. or I'm 5 feet away. Your mirrors just give you a general area of where an object is. Trust me, I like the questions, but they're kind of the same questions. But a lot of you have questions about mirrors, and I'm giving you an honest answer because I prepare you for the driving test. I'm an instructor. I don't want you to crash. What should I do if my brakes fail? You downshift into a lower gear. You put the car in neutral. You can shut off the car. You drive to the side of the road where the mud is or dirt is. You look for an open area. That's one of the questions on your test. Do we check all mirrors even if turning? Yes. If you're turning to the right, you want to check to your right. You want to look over your shoulder. A biker could be coming. It could be a walker. As soon as you turn, you look in your center mirror because a car could run a light. So if you're going to the right, you should look from left, middle, right. So you always want to have that open field of vision. I love the questions because now we're starting to think. Love that. Let's keep eating. Okay, this is part of your blind spot. You have to look over your shoulder. I know you see the cushion, that's the headrest. If you don't look over your shoulder, you're going to cut off her car. I'll say it again. You have to look over your shoulder. But this is about seatbelts. Skipping the seatbelt check. It sounds obvious, but test nerves can make you miss basic steps. If you forget to put on your seatbelt and don't ensure the passengers are buckled up when required, it's an instant red flag or an instant fail. Buckle up early. This also helps you settle down and focus. So let's review what you should do when you get in the car. You first get into the car and lock the door. Second, you adjust the seat. If you're short, you move it forward. If you're taller, you move it back. You're either going to adjust the steering wheel up because some of you are taller, or you adjust it down. You want to be 12, 14 inches away. Some of you have long arms. Some of you have short arms. Most of us are human. We're all human. Some of you have a long torso. For instance, I'm 6'4". We're all built the same, but my torso is longer than yours because I'm taller. My arms are longer than yours because I'm 6'4". My legs are longer than yours because I'm 6'4". If you're 5'4", your body is properly adjusted to your height, size, and weight. So if I had a really tall driver, if you're 5'4", you can't reach the pedals. You're going to have to move the seat forward. Okay? Let's hit some of those questions. What should we look for when adjusting the mirrors? You want to frame the rear window in the mirror. Again, you want to frame the rear window in the mirror. You want to see, when you're adjusting your driver's side and passenger side mirror, you want to see a little bit of the door handle in your bottom right corner of your mirror. Everyone's a little bit different when they adjust their mirrors. Some people say you want to see the side of the car. Some people say you want to see more to the side of the road. But remember, your mirrors are adjusted so you can see what's in your general area. This is you checking your surroundings. If you don't look, you're going to cut off a car. If you don't look, you're going to cut off a pedestrian. You have to look, but a lot of you won't look. A lot of failures begin with the first few seconds. This is you in the car. You're going to make a right turn, but you don't look to the right. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, can I just turn my eyes? No, you have to turn your head. A lot of you won't do that because you're going to be scared to turn your head. Okay? So a lot of failures begin in the first few seconds, backing out or pulling out without scanning. You back out of your driveway. You don't look left and right. As a result, what happens is that you back into a car. You almost run over someone. You have to look out of your back window. You got to look to the left. You got to look to the right. It's really important that you do that. If you don't, you're going to run over a car. You're going to run over your neighbor's little toy. You're going to run over a little kid. You're going to sideswipe your parents' vehicle. You're going to back into a mailbox. Show the examiner you are aware of pedestrians, cars, and bikes before you move. So it's really important. Let's keep going. I like these images. Stop sign. It seems very simple, but a lot of you won't stop. You'll do a rolling stop because your mom does it. Your dad does it. We have to stop completely for 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. A rolling stop is the most common way people lose points. Rolling stops. While the wheels don't fully stop behind the line or crosswalk, it usually counts for a not stopping. Come to a complete stop and pause. I always stop and count 1001, 1002, 1003. Keep putting questions in. Speeding, even slightly. Many of you will go over the speed limit. Many drivers think 5 over the limit is harmless, but in a test, judgment by the rules, what you may think not feels okay, exceeding the speed limit is an automatic failure. If you keep checking the speedometer, you're going to drift off the road. You as a beginning driver, you're going to stare at the speedometer. And then the car's going to drift off the road to the right. And then you're going to go into the ditch and obviously you fail. Please listen to me. I'm trying to teach you what you don't need to do. Don't stare at the speedometer. Please don't stare at the speedometer. But that's what you will do. You'll check the speedometer too much and you're going to go off the road. Please put in your questions as I go along. Driving too slow. That's what a lot of you will do. You're going to drive too slow for the speed limit, which is failure. If the speed limit is 50 and you drive 40, you're holding up the flow of the traffic. Most of you will drive too slow more than you will drive too fast. Speeding isn't good, but going under the limit isn't automatically safe either. If you crawl without clearing for a reason, it can look like you're uncertain or lack confidence. A lot of you will lack confidence your first and second drive. You're going to drive too slow. I'm looking at you. I see cars behind us. They're road raging, getting mad. Grandma cuts us off. Your uncle cuts us off. Do you understand? Drive at the speed limit. Match your posted speed. You want to check your speedometer once every 10 or 20 seconds. But if you're staring at it, you're going to go off the road. You need to trust your visual skills. It's really important that you do that. Please put in your questions as I go along. Not scanning an intersection. Here's another reason why you fail. You don't scan the intersection. You don't look to the left. You don't look to the right. And there's a car pulling out or a person walking out. So you probably say, well, is it because I'm running a light? No, it's because you are running into a pedestrian. Sometimes test takers aren't straight looking ahead. You just stare, but you don't see. Examiners want to see your head moving. I want to see you active. You have to look. A quick and deliberate scan keeps you catching late walkers, red light runners, turning vehicles. So now that you know this, you should be asking me more questions. You have to learn how to scan. You haven't learned yet. And for many of you, this is going to be very overwhelming. You're like, oh my God, there's so many cars. It is. This is your first drive. This is your second drive. This is your third drive. This is your fourth drive. This is your fifth drive. We have to get on the road as soon as possible. You've got to look. People run lights. They're late walkers. So these are the things I need to prepare you for. Yield signs. This is another area where people fail. You don't yield. Yield. Look left. Look right. This is a roundabout. This is Panic City. Yield. Look. Check traffic. You have to drive at the speed limit. If you drive under, you could get a warning. If you drive under the speed limit, that is hazardous. You'll get stuck at lights. Yield rules come up constantly, especially in turns or merges or uncontrolled intersections. If you force another road user to slow down or change course, it usually means a serious deduction or failure. Please listen to what I'm saying. And you have a sign in front of you. If you don't yield and a car's in the middle of the intersection, the roundabout, and you go through and hit them, it is your fault. You failed to yield. You didn't have a clear and adequate gap. Now your question should say, oh, I understand now, because I have a picture in front of you. Here's another most dangerous picture. Are cars making turns? Some of you will turn too wide or too tight. Please watch and listen. If you turn too wide, you're going to hit the curb. If you turn too tight, you're going to hit a car in the opposite lane. I'll say it again. Some of you will turn too wide or too tight. Turns show how well you can judge space. No cap, no hate. All of you do not know how to judge space. You will learn how to judge space. Turning shows how well you can judge space and lane position. Cutting the corner short. Some of you will cut the corner short and go over the curb. That's a failure. Some of you will turn too wide to go in the wrong lane. That's a failure. This should make more sense to you because you have this visual picture. Okay? Slow a bit before turning. Look through. Finish centering with the correct lane. This should make more sense because you have a picture. Can I explain a roundabout? It's round. Here's your roundabout. We're looking at it. It's a round intersection. The first car that goes in there who's in the roundabout has the right of way. I love it that you have a picture. You have to yield to a car already in the roundabout. I love this because we have a visual picture. I explained the roundabout. I showed you the roundabout. That's good teaching. But if you don't yield and a car's already in there and you hit them, it is your fault. Man, that's good teaching. So I just explained what a roundabout is. I showed you what it is. Will you begin to tell us where we go? I always tell you where we're going, but I don't tell you everything because I don't want to confuse you or overwhelm you or scare you. Remember, I'm experienced. How fast should we be going when we make a turn? Under 15 miles an hour. How long do we yield? 3 seconds. Yield, check, clear, go. Yield is different than a roundabout. A yield is slow down. A stop sign is stop. S-T-O-P. So they are different. Stop is stop for 3 seconds. Okay? Stop is stop. That's the stop sign. That means stop. 3 seconds. No rolling stop. Yield, and I love it because we have pictures. Yield means yield and slow down. It should be so crystal clear. You should say, yep, I understand now. Yield means slow down. And if there's a car there, you slow down and stop. Stop means you stop. S-T-O-P. I love it. How do we stop the car at a stop sign without slamming the brakes? You use the squeeze brake method. You slow down before you get up to the stop sign. I love it. Real life. You slow down before the stop sign. If the stop sign is 40 feet away, you start slowing down around 25 or 30. If you wait till the last second to slow down, you will crash. You won't be able to stop. So it's distance. Remember, beginning drivers don't judge distance properly. I love it. Now we have a visual reference point. Will we be told to pass the car? Yes, I tell you, because you don't have enough experience yet to pass a car. Some of you will stop in the middle of the pass. Some of you will cut the car off in the middle of the pass because you don't see the rear bumper. Some of you will change lanes in the middle of the intersection, which is an automatic fail. I love the visual reference. We are learning so much today. You want to stop and be able to see the rear of the tires on the ground. Let's keep it going. So let's review. We talked about yield signs. We talked about roundabouts. I showed you. You asked questions on, is a yield sign a stop sign? No, a yield sign is different than a stop sign. Okay? A stop sign means stop. S-T-O-P. Minimum 3 seconds. If you do a rolling stop, it's automatic failure. Remember, I'm preparing you for your road test. Let's keep rolling. Get it? Ha 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 ha. Remember, if you drive under the speed limit, you're going to put us in danger. Here's why. You're going to have to slam the brakes at the light. We'll get rear-ended. You're going to have to accelerate to speed up to make the light. You'll fail. Most beginning drivers drive too slow. Please remember, drive at the speed limit. Let's keep going. Left turns are the most dangerous. We're turning across traffic. Some of you were turned too short or too wide. Blinker. Right is up. A lot of you will forget this. Right is always up. You'll turn on the left turn signal. I'll say turn right. You turn on the wrong blinker. You confuse drivers. You're probably saying, is this true? Yes. Some of you, I'll say turn left. You'll turn on the right turn signal. You're confused other drivers. Signaling late. Some of you will signal late. We'll get rear-ended. Some of you will signal too early. You'll confuse other drivers. Please put in your questions. So signaling late is dangerous. Signaling early is dangerous. Or not signaling at all. Leave the signal on can cost you points. The examiner will be watching whether you communicate your intentions. Meaning if I tell you to make a right turn, make a lane change to the right. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. If you just check your inside mirror and you cut off a car, you're going to fail. I'm trying to help you pass. And once you understand I'm here for you, you're going to say, he helped me. So signaling early is useful, but it confuses. So again, some of you would turn on the wrong blinker. Right is always up. Left is always down. Let's keep going. The gas and the brake. Some of you will confuse the brake pedals or stop too hard. Use the ball of your foot to pivot between the brake and gas. Please put in your questions as I go along. Some of you will mix up the gas and brake. Sometimes your foot might get stuck between the gas and brake. You will have straight fear. Use the ball of your foot, pivot. Your left foot goes to the dead pedal. We do not drive with our left foot. If we have a manual, then we drive with our left foot. But here in the United States, we pretty much have all automatics, but we do teach on manuals. Braking too hard. Some of you will brake too hard and will get rear-ended. Some of you will brake too late and almost hit a car. Sudden braking makes a rough ride, and it suggests you don't plan ahead. Examiners prefer smooth braking, progressively showing you can anticipate. You react safely. Ease off the accelerator early, then brake gently. That's what you need to learn, and you will learn that this weekend. Please put in your questions as I go along. Again, some of you will mix up the gas and brake. Some of you will wear thick sole shoes, wear thin sole shoes, Converse. I'm not endorsed. Converse are good shoes. Wear thin sole shoes. Do not wear Crocs. Do not wear Crocs. Do not wear Timberlands. Do not wear old Nike shoes that are really thick. You'll slam the brake. Wear thin sole shoes. Let's take a look at your questions. We answered yield and stop sign. I showed you. We answered how fast. I'll always tell you what you're doing. Roundabout. It's a circular drive. It's a circle. They're actually safer than traditional intersections. The first car to get there is the first car to leave. Windshields, you start slowing down at a light. It depends on how fast you're going. It's a car lane for every 10 miles an hour. So if you have 4 cars ahead and you see brake lights on, you should lift your foot off the gas and gradually start slowing down. When someone in front of us is driving under the speed limit, how close should we? You do not drive close. If we're driving at 40, you should have 4 car lanes. You check your following distance by looking at a stationary object, a tree, a light pole, a mailbox. You should always know your following distance. If you're at 40, you should be 4 car lengths away. If you're at 30, you should be 3 car lengths away. The better question, you should learn when you are too close. That's the question I want you to say to yourself. The sooner you learn your speed, the better you'll be. The sooner you learn to understand a turn, the better you will be. I need all of you to open your brain up. The first lesson, you are learning. You're a sponge. You're learning how to drive. You're getting all this information. As time goes on, you're going to need me less. I'm crying. As time goes on, you're going to need me less, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm the Papa Eagle. Eventually, I have to pick you up and throw you out of the nest. You're going to have to fly or fall into the valley. I'm using a metaphor. And if you're struggling, I'll tell Mama Eagle and Daddy Eagle, and they're going to have to sit in the back and watch you. So there's a lot of learning that's going on. Please put more questions in. How far under the speed limit is acceptable? It's not. You drive at the speed limit. I'm saying this to you because beginning drivers tend to overcompensate. If I tell you 1 under, you're going to go 5 under. If I tell you 3 under, you're going to go 7 under. I want you to drive at the speed limit. Please understand why. Lights change fast. Beginning drivers are poor decision makers. You're either going to run the light and hit a car, you get into an accident, or you're going to slam the brakes. We get into an accident. But if you drive at the speed limit, the odds are less that that will happen. Please understand why I'm telling you this. You're trying to understand, but you don't understand yet. How do we keep our speed constant? You have to keep your foot constant on the gas pedal. You see the gas pedal, it's the go pedal. If you're lifting your foot, the car slows down. If you're pushing the gas, the car speeds up. You have to hold the gas pedal consistently, and you will learn around your second or third drive. I love the question. How early should we signal? 100 feet, a half a block. That's in the teaching material. How long should the blinker stay on? The blinker should stay on 100 feet or half a block. 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Once you make your right turn, the blinker goes off. I love the questions. Let's keep going. This is too close for parking. Inconsistent following distance. This is you as a beginning driver. This is too close. You'll crash and fail. Some of you will go and be too far away, 5 cars away, 10 cars away, 12 cars away. So what I need you to do, tailgating is a quick way to look unsafe. Even if the traffic is moving slow, leaving too much space can also be marked. A lot of you will leave too much space. You have to learn by not staring at your speedometer to correct your speed. You will learn, example, you're in high school. If you walk too slow and the whole 30 or 40 or 100 students are ahead of you, you're walking too slow. If you're walking too fast and leaving the crowd and walking in someone's shoes, you're walking too fast. So I'm giving you an example. If the examiner knows you're not keeping pace, you'll be marked down. Okay? We already answered the question about parallel parking, your first drive. So you got to learn to keep your speed, and you'll learn as time goes on. This is why it's so important we get on the road. Forgetting to shoulder check. That's you in the car. Shoulder check means you look over your right shoulder. If you look over his right shoulder, that is his blind spot. You should understand more now. We are in his blind spot, to his right. We're in between his mirror and the back door. The back door, his right back door, is his blind spot. Again, this is a perfect picture. You have to look over your shoulder, forgetting the shoulder check. Mirrors are helpful, but they don't show enough or everything. If you change lanes or merge without checking your blind spots, it can count as a critical safety mistake. Make your shoulder checks quickly and purposefully. And you have to do it without drifting. Man, this is so good. So you have to look over your shoulder. A right lane change, you look over your right shoulder. A left lane change, you look over your left shoulder. Please put in questions. Poor lane positioning. A lot of you will hug the right line or the left line because you are so stiff on the wheel. Drifting within your lane, hugging the lane tells the examiner or driving teacher you're not fully stable. This mistake can happen when you are focused on the examiner's direction. So some of you are going to be so forced on what I'm saying, you won't focus on driving. Keep your eyes moving. Look ahead. Make small corrections. A lot of you are going to grip the wheel, and then your hands are going to start sweating. Please put in questions. Let's keep moving. Changing lanes at the wrong time. Some of you change lanes at the wrong time. Sometimes people switch lanes too late. That's you as a beginning driver. Sometimes you switch lanes too early. That's you as a beginning driver. Or in places where it's not allowed. That's you as a beginning driver. Please understand what I'm saying. Examiners watch whether you plan ahead. Do you choose safety or legal opportunities? If you're unsure, stay put. This is why it's important that you lean into me, that you trust me. When will we learn all the road markings? Today, right now, in class. You're going to learn lane markings in class, on a quizzy, on the road. You've seen lane markings all your life. You've walked across the street. You've seen a stop line. You've seen a stop bar, a crosswalk. You've seen arrows on the road. Now you're going to be in the car. Another picture of a roundabout. The car's already in the roundabout. Have the right of way. If we are right here waiting, we have to let them go by. What should I do if I miss the exit? Go to the next one. Roundabouts can trip you up when you enter too fast. A lot of you will go too fast. You'll almost hit the median. Then I'll have to save you and turn the wheel. Go in at the right speed. It's usually 15 miles an hour. Roundabouts can trip you up when you enter too fast. They look too close in front of the hood and try to correct in the lane in mid-circle. That's when we crash. You need to know what lane you're going in before. I will always tell you. Because other drivers can't predict where you are going. If we're going to the right, we turn our blinker to the right. If we're going straight, we do not use a blinker. A lot of drivers don't use blinkers. Yielding properly, stay centered in your lane, and exit cleanly without crossing another lane. Last week, a driver was in the right lane. They cut us off and went to the left lane. That could have caused an accident. There are 2-lane roundabouts. There are single-lane roundabouts. There are 3-lane roundabouts. There are 4-lane roundabouts. Please understand, roundabouts will be on your test. This is you on your phone. This is the whole world on their phone. Using your phone during the test is an automatic failure. Even touching your phone for notification is distracted driving. The examiner will fail you. Beyond the rules itself, it signals you are willing to take your attention off of the road and put it in something else. Put your phone on silent if you even reach for it. We're not driving manuals, but if we were, shifting usually comes with the release of the clutch too early. This will stall it out. When you're tense, you might stall the car. If it happens, keep it simple. Clutch in, brake if needed, shift to neutral. Please put in questions. This is one of the most important signs you'll see. Missing school zones. You're in school. You're not 25. Usually 25-year-olds don't go to school. After 21 or 22, you're legally timed out of school. Speed limits aren't always the number one there for the whole route. School zones, construction signs, flashers beacons require you to note the speed. Keep your eyes moving. Kids don't understand the danger of a car or speed. Letting your nerves override basic safety habits. This is you. You get nervous. You cry. You punch your steering wheel. We don't want to overwhelm you. Some of you are very fragile emotionally. I understand. I'm not your mom and dad. I'm like your adopted uncle for 6 times. I'm going to speak truth. I won't lie to you. I don't know when you didn't do your homework. I don't know if you screamed to your mom and dad, or they might tell me. They're going to say, good luck. They don't listen to me. Then I know you have a problem. I've had parents say that to me before. Letting nerves override basic safety habits. Even strong drivers can skip or can slip when trying to be perfect. I don't want you to be perfect. I just want you to learn. Overthinking can make you forget checks, hesitation, or missing signs because your mind is racing. That's you on your first and second drive. Take a breath. Focus on what you're doing. Safety's no accident. Remember, the examiner wants you to be steady. Please put in questions. Put in questions. That was real. I want to say thank you.